All right, guys, good morning. Welcome back. This is your breakfast show, and we are just super absolutely excited because our guests have joined us today, and it's about how lit was your lockdown. Okay, and this is part 2 of it. So, Olu and Deloris, good. Thank you both for coming on the show today.
Good morning. Hello. Hi.
Yep. Okay. Oh my gosh, your head. Let me just swing this thing over to you. Hugo, can you just transform this thing into a talking device? There we go. Is that the one? Yes. Oh gosh. Yep. So guys, guess what?
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Okay, fantastic. Sorry about that. So we're just going for a little bit of technicalities here, but we're having a lot of fun here in the studio. And literally, we've been talking about marrying young. All right. Now we do ask the questions on Mondays. How lit was your lockdown? Previously, it's about community youth groups. But one of the great things about you two is that you know what you said during the pandemic, everyone's throwing their dreams up in the air and going into lockdown and shutting down. But you guys were like, you know what? We're still going to pursue our dreams. And we went and got married. And last week, it was a couple of weeks ago, we had part 1 and both you shared, I think the essence of what you shared was that it was all about, the way it works is that it's all about sorting yourself out first.
Right.
That's what I got from both of you. You guys are 2 separate people, and instead of having your strong challenges, internal challenges within yourself and saying, I'm going to find and join myself to somebody else to make me happy, you kind of were like, no, I'm going to sort me out.
Right.
And being involved in youth group, being involved with work, so Youth Kid Help Center, being involved with Love Talk and all that kind of stuff, Love Therapy, you guys worked on you personally. Then when the time was right, you started thinking about love life, and you said it very well, I'm going to invest in my love life. Not invest in property, not invest in the stock market, not invest in the shares. I'm going to invest in my love life. That's exactly what you said.
Yeah.
And that already was like, most people don't see or think of things like that, right?
Yeah.
So today, what it is, we're gonna be moving on from there. If you want to see the previous program, you can just check it on our YouTube channel, and you can see how the previous one went down, because these guys were just dropping some crazy bars. That's the word you guys use, right? You call it bars, yeah. When it's something good that you are speaking, you just call it bars. Yeah. So, okay, I'm learning from you guys every day. I'm just learning things. I'm learning. All right. So we just got a few questions for you both. So basically, obviously, there are people listening, they're at different stages in their life, right? There's some people that have been hurt quite a few times in their relationships. There are people who they probably reached the age where they say, I'm done with this thing. I'm just going to stay single because my life, I don't want to complicate my life, right? We have people who are starting new and they're like, you know, this is something I'm going to look into, or they're crazy about getting someone in their life right now. So we've got people at different stages. So we just want to kind of pick you guys' brain, okay, to kind of hear from you guys, your experiences. Because just before the time out, we had a lady called Logan Yuri, and she wrote a book called How to Not Die Alone. Okay, and what was interesting about her is that she was saying how basically that there's a science to it. There's a science to it, and there's a science to having a romantic relationship. And she also says that to do a self-audit and understand how you're getting on, you know, so kind of like look at yourself, you know what I mean, but doesn't really speak about treating yourself, you know what I mean. So there are a lot of people who have different theories, okay, but I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from the Don Corleones of, like, you know, just getting this thing done. All right, so the first question I want to ask you both is this. Give us 3 things each from each of you. 3 things. I feel like I should have game show music. Ding, ding, ding. I'm only joking. I'm just opening it. All right. So 3 things each a person would need to be ready for when preparing for marriage that no one could have told you. So if you both give us 3 things from your personal experience that no one could have told you for you to be ready to get into a marriage. 3 things from both of you guys. All right. Now, who's going to go first? 3 things. Okay. It's the guy. Okay.
I've been nominated.
You've been nominated, brother.
Okay. 3 things that nobody could have told me before getting married.
That's very important. 3 things.
There's one thing that it was said, but it wasn't like said at the same time.
Yeah. Okay.
I saw, after getting married, a lot of my parents' behaviors in me.
Okay.
And I never believed such would ever take place.
I agree. Not as in your part, me as well. I agree.
Oh gosh.
Ever. Like, it was one of those things that was just said in the air.
Yeah.
Like, watch out for it. But I was like, no, please.
Yeah.
I am me. I am Oluwaseun, and I'm gonna handle this in this way, and so forth. A second thing that no one could have told me.
Yeah.
Is marriage.
The second thing. So I mean, that's why you just kind of summarize that second thing, or if you've got anything to add to that as well, Dolores. I mean, think
Could I
about
go
it.
Like back and
absolutely. But that's an interesting one, because we always think that, this is my time, I'm writing my story, but growing up, we have been influenced to some degree from those who were before us, you know what I mean? And it's just one of those things. So, would you say that got in the way, or did you have to kind of work through that?
There was positives and negatives.
Yeah.
And the negatives, I had to really it's not going to work here. This one's not going to work here.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to tolerate some of that.
Yeah.
She's kind of looking at it.
Yeah. Nigerians have a way.
Yeah.
And it's nice, but not everything is politically correct.
Yeah. Okay, that's strong. Yeah. All right, sis, go for it.
So first of all, I think one thing, well, I'll just say two things for now. So one of the things is, I heard it as well before, but it was said to me only once, and it was just a question of, was you two born in the UK? Where did you come from? And the way that the question was dropped to me was just, casual. As long as you guys are born in London, in the UK, it's fine. But I never knew how much culture would have a play in our marriage. Yeah. I'm from Ghana. My husband's Nigerian. I saw more of his culture in marriage than I never seen before.
Wow.
And we have differences in our culture. So I think,
and they're neighbours, Nigerian Ghanaian neighbours, they're right close to each other.
And people think that, it's all the same, you're just African. No, it's not just all African. The way that Nigerian households are, or they've been brought up, is very different to another country, to mine. So, there might be, for example, a way that he might deal with a matter, or deal with something that is different to where I've come from. Yeah. The way that your house was set up, the way that your parents or as a family communicate is not how I might have communicated. So I never really knew this in depth at all before coming into marriage, but I only realised coming into marriage. I think culture plays a big part. Culture plays a big part, because there's good things about culture as well that you should learn. There's things that I've learned from his culture that has helped me a lot. And sometimes you hear about culture, I don't want to hear it, but it's a part of you. So you have to kind of work with it and live with it, if that makes sense. Okay. And even if you're not, you kind of conform with it. And just another thing, because this is my second point.
All right, let's move back to Olu. Yes,
okay, that's fine.
Come on, brother. Let's hear what you got there.
I was never told about credit score.
It's coming down now.
I was never told.
Yes.
I found out. I did my own research. I did make it happen.
Yeah.
But my parents never told me about credit score.
Yeah.
My school never told me about credit score.
Yeah.
One or two people around me may have mentioned it, but it was never it's going to impact how you build in terms of buying a house in the future and stuff like this. So I learned to how to build a credit score.
Yes.
To improve it. Yeah. Because I initially had a lot of debt. Yeah. So I learned thank God I cleared all my debts and I started to build a healthy financial life. Yeah. But wow. There needs to be a credit seminar. Yeah. Because a lot of people my age still they don't really know what it is. They don't know what it is. If you're under your parents' roof, you don't necessarily need to know. And it's not your focus. Your focus is to get a degree, buy the latest trainers, I don't know, catch up with social media.
Yeah, because if you're working, you've got disposable income under your parents' roof, isn't it? You just buy what you want if you're that kind of parents,
credit is not a conversation.
Okay, so that's a huge one. Huge. And you know what? I'll give you an example. I only found out about that kind of by accident. Why did I find out about it by accident? I can't even remember why I found out about it by accident. But I think because I was looking very early while I was single to get onto the property ladder. Yeah. And because of that, it's like credit score. And I'm like, and then, you know what I mean? So, and I think that's another thing about dating and getting married. It allows you to implement some things to kind of find out. So that's a huge one. And on that note, by the way, guys, next week we're going to be starting on things I knew before I left school. All right, things I wish they taught us before I left school. That's going to be the new theme on Mondays. It's going to be a huge one. So if you've got things that you want to share with us, please send it to us by email at producer@libertyradio.co.uk. All right, fantastic. All right, what's your third one, champion?
Oh, second or third?
Oh, sorry, is it your third one?
I think it's second.
Second,
if it didn't go into two.
Okay.
Well, I never thought, to be honest, because for some reason, if I'm going to be honest, I came from a household altogether. We were 4. So my mum, my stepfather, my brother, and myself. And I had like responsibilities in my house, chores. Cause I'm talking from a female point of view now. I had responsibilities, chores in my house. I could look after my house, cook and stuff like that. And I just thought, now I'm married, it's just 2 of us. It's going to be so much easier. It's just 2 people, whereas before, it's because more people in the house, there's more things to do. Yeah. But it's just 2 of us. But I didn't think it would, basically, my expectations, it wasn't my expectations. It's actually a bit more to do. I didn't think it'd be that much, but basically, I just thought 2 is nothing. But actually, no, it's actually more responsibility. I think because maybe when you're in a bigger family, like maybe everyone kind of has their part kind of thing, and more people are kind of working. But I think when there's just 2 of you, I think as a wife, you have to really take that responsibility on yourself, like to take care of the house and stuff like that. So basically, don't underestimate it. Wow. Do you get what I mean? Don't think, oh yeah, it's just going to be us 2. No, you have to be ready to really be responsible for your house and, to really take care of your house and to be on point with it and your timing, because that's another thing that no one really spoke to me about, like managing time, so like how am I going to manage work and then my house and then the cooking and then, my husband's clothes and stuff like that. So all of these things you really have to think and know how to put things in place. It's
true. And I mean, to be honest with you, we're living in a world where I mean, and this comes also down to culture as well, right? Because with you, where you came from is like, okay, I'm a wife, I'm gonna be a wife, so I'm gonna take care of a house, right? Yeah. That's gonna be my thing. But there's some ladies who, that if you don't date them properly, then in their mind they're like, so get up there and do your thing then. Like there's a different dynamic in roles. Do you get what I mean? And with me, for my thoughts has always been, someone needs to be in charge of the home, all right? In terms of, taking care of that stuff. And for me as a guy, I have no problem like helping and stuff like that. But just like any company, there's always different roles who are responsible and overseeing different things. Those are my thoughts, right? Now imagine if you don't date someone properly and you don't have that conversation, and then you're with somebody and your culture's like, everyone's got like a brain freeze and everything kind of flops, you know what I mean? But with you, because you were aware of that, but you just didn't know the extent. It was a case of the extent, but you know what your role was, and you was able to kind of you were able to use time to kind of assimilate into it according to what you're learning and experiencing. But others would be like, no, who do you think am I your slave? Am I a slave in this place? Am I a slave? Does it have an S on my forehead? But that's why the importance of dating is very important. Yeah. All right. Now, what's your one, brother?
Okay. This one may confuse you.
Okay. I'm ready to be confused in my life.
I, in most cases, was never told that marriage is a beautiful thing. I was always told, for the right reasons sometimes, and a lot of times for the wrong reasons. I was always told, be careful.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh my gosh.
I was always told, whoa,
gosh,
slow down.
Yeah.
I was always told, like, yeah, are you sure? But I'm here now with under a year, and I love it.
Yeah.
There are the moments that everyone said would happen, the friction or whatever it may be. It does happen, but over time, I'm learning to adapt, to adjust, and I love my wife. I love marriage, and I always say to my wife every now and again, everyone needs to get married. Everyone needs to have that blessing in their life. Like, it's changed me for the better. I've matured as a young man.
Wow.
It's like, let's say, like, I was a bit rough. She's kind of smoothing me up.
Wow.
And I'm seeing life with different lenses, different perspectives. Like, I wish that it was more encouraged, this thing of marriage.
This thing of marriage, yes.
I think it's a really good thing.
Wow. So that's it. So sometimes, this is one of the things. So you're told a lot of negative stuff. So it's like the marriage is a minefield, right? And usually people are talking from their own belief system, like the kind of things that you learn and you kind of prepared yourselves with working on yourself. Imagine if you married somebody who didn't sort themselves out.
Probably.
It's gonna be a nightmare. You're gonna wake up every day thinking, would the car hit me or not? Yeah, right? Because there's issues, right? So the person's bringing on their nightmares, you're bringing your nightmares, and it's just a big nightmare. So that's an interesting one. Sis, finish it up with number 6.
So I think I kind of heard this before, like probably just like in my ear. But one thing that I really saw that was a challenge, or I really needed to really understand, is that it's true. Like, you can't think that you can be married and just still be the same way.
Okay.
Like, still be you. You do have to cut some things out of you, or, you know, slice or trim or, you know, saw some parts of you to kind of make it work. You know, because in the beginning, I had my way and you had your way, you know, and I didn't understand, maybe, why don't you do this? Like the shopping stuff, for example. Like, let's just go here. And then it's like, no, like, we have to, like...
What do you mean the shopping? What happens
like,
in the shopping?
We could be on our way home.
This is funny.
And then my wife will say, I need to go to the shops. In my head, I wasn't prepared for that.
Yes.
My head is saying we're going home. So the bit to, like, I need to withdraw and to go to the car, I was like, whoa. Like, my mind is just one way. But she does all the multitasking so well. But it's like, let me know so I can have my mind prepared for it.
Okay.
Yeah. See, this is the thing. I didn't get that. Now I get it a bit more. But at first, I'm like, we're on the way home. The shop is on the way home. I just need to get something from the shop. It's not that deep. It's just on the way. But I understand his mind works like this.
Yes.
So if I need to go and get something, I need to tell him well in advance.
Okay.
And so that's how we come to a common ground.
That's true.
So that's what I had to understand and accept and learn. I couldn't be like that and make sure that he understands me. I had to just, you know.
Wow.
So that's another thing that, to be honest, I wasn't prepared for.
That's a huge one. And imagine if you didn't sort yourself out. You'd be like, it's because you don't care about me. You don't care about what I say. What's wrong with you? Is that how you treating me? I'm married, you understand? And this is how you're going on with me, then? Is this how you're treating me? Do you love me? What I'm saying is, and it was something so small, right? But because you worked on yourself, you have room to be malleable. Malleable. Do you know what I mean? And I've been hearing the same thing from you as well. So, guys, that is amazing. So we got 3 things from both of them. All right. One thing is, look out. You could be like your parents for the good and for the bad. So examine yourself and be ready to go into that in a marriage, because your partner will probably see it before you do. Number 2, culture clash. All right. So basically, you know, we could say we're from the same culture, but you know what? There are differences in each home. So see how they work, right? Be ready for that. Credit score, right? Especially if you're marrying young. It's a huge thing. It's a huge thing. If you're studying right now, go and check your credit score. If you're studying, you know, marriage is maybe not in the picture. Go and check your credit score. See what is going on, understand how it works. Number 4, expectations, running a home, and managing time. So sometimes there are things that you are prepared for, but when you get in there, you might find it might be a bit overwhelming because things work different. Your dynamics in your household, expectations are different. So just be flexible, right? Yeah. Number 5, not told marriage is a beautiful thing. So you may have been, people probably vomited on you, or probably won't even say vomited, because most people say things because they care about you in most cases, and they're really looking out for you, and they're going by their own personal experiences. So guess what? We're hearing it here. Marriage is a beautiful thing. All right, you probably don't hear that enough. You probably hear there's so many divorces, people not getting married anymore. But guess what? Marriage is a beautiful thing, so long as you sort yourselves out first. Number 6, can't be the same person. So sometimes some people are like, this is me, this is who I am. I think that's another remedy to destroy a relationship and to make life very, very hard. Yeah. So just be a flexible person and understand the other person. These are great, you know. You guys thought about writing a book, like.
He has.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it'll be a good book. It'll be a bestseller. Keep it nice and simple for us regular folk, you know. But all right, so we have Marilla saying, "Good morning, all. Have a blessed day." And then this is where everyone's starting to take notes, right? So guys, so we got some more questions for you, but you guys went so deep in that I didn't know how deep you guys would go, but you guys have gone in, and this has been really good stuff. Now, what I'm going to ask you guys before we go for a timeout, I just want to ask you one more last question. What was the biggest challenge to marrying young for both of you? All right, you're gonna meditate on that. I'm gonna go for a very quick time. All right, and we will come back, guys, with some more from Dolores and Olu right after this. And if you have any questions for them, please put it in the live chat, because we love hawker stalkers, but we love the talkers even more. All right, God bless you. See you in a sec. Connect online Monday to Friday with special guests for inspiration, motivation to start your morning right. Music, banter, fun and laughter. Connect when you start your mornings with The Breakfast Show. Only on libertyradio.co.uk. That's right, The Breakfast Show is back. libertyradio.co.uk from 6:30 a.m. Welcome back, guys. This is your breakfast show, and we're really, really excited to have you with us today. And we have Olu and Deloris in with us this morning, and they're sharing with us how lit was their lockdown. They got married, and they're literally breaking down aspects of the things that they've learned, that they picked up during the course of their relationship. And one of the things that I would say, one of the crucial things that they shared with us is about working on yourself first, knowing yourself, getting yourself sorted out first before trying to find someone. And we asked them a few questions before the timeout, and they answered beautifully. By the way, we have a breakfast show talker, Olenike, Hackney, saying, what is the breakfast show YouTube channel? And basically you could get it on Robust Live TV. Yep, Robust Live TV. That's where the interviews are kept on YouTube, Robust Live TV, and you can check it out, or Olu and Dolores could send you a link as well. Yep.
Yes.
All right. Look at this multitasker here. All right. So guys, we got another question. So the question that we asked you just before the timeout started was,
sorry.
What was the biggest challenge to marrying young?
My biggest challenge to marrying young was the opinions and thoughts of others, how I was underestimated, that's the word, of because I got married. I'm 24 now. Got married at 23, and it was like, why are you thinking of that? You're too young. Go and get this first. Go and get that first. No, don't think. It's just this whole thought process. It's just not for someone for your age. I think.
Wow.
My beloved mother, even I love her, to bits. I think she even told me Nigerians don't get married at 23.
Hey,
Nigerian men.
Wow.
28, 32. I said, what? How? Where? But I overcame all those challenges, and here we are today. And I don't.
How did you overcome it?
I overcame because I'm a strong-minded person.
Yeah.
I like to say that. If I have, this is what I'm going for, and I believe that this is what God has shown me. I'm going this way. I am actually ready for everyone to be on the other side. Okay.
Drop it like, so you really know what you want.
Yeah.
And I think how many men can become flaky, right, because of all these different voices. I mean, you guys have gone, you're doing the time, and you're like, the things that we've had to learn. Nothing you're building is going to be easy, right?
Not at all.
But you could have missed out on all these wonderful experiences, the hard ones and the good ones, because they're all part of the person building process, right?
Yes.
So other people putting their opinions and their fears on you, and you overcame that by because you've done your homework, you've kind of seen, you already set yourself up to look at her character, right, and a few other things. There were some things like in terms of culture and stuff like that you probably weren't ready for, but the person is like, okay, we've done our due diligence kind of thing. Yeah,
literally that.
Okay,
literally that.
So he's like, yes, I know, I'm going for it. Okay, well done. And what about you, champion?
So on the onset into getting married, I think one of the main challenges with that, just parents and leaving home.
So just the parents.
Yeah, just parents leaving home.
Yeah.
Because I'm young, I'm 21. So, leaving my mom, I'm the only girl that she has. So, leaving the house, like who would help her to do this? Who would help her to do that? Who would help her take out her hair, do her weave, do her nails, like all of those things that, she would get from a daughter. Of course, every now and again I can go and help her with that. But, it's different when you're in the house and she can be like, oh, I'm coming home, just put the rice on, that kind of thing. I think that was a challenge, having to move on from that. So, and also as well, like getting into marriage, everyone thinks that they're ready. Like, I'm ready, let's get married, let's make it happen, it's going to be great, God's with us, we got this. But then only when you get into marriage do you realize how much you're still a bit immature, and that you still need to mature in many aspects on how you deal with situations, because when you do certain things, every decision you make is not only just for you, but it's for the other person. So you got to think about how it might backflip on the other person as well. So this was something that was a struggle, and now I understand that whenever I do something, I have to think about the bigger picture, the consequences, how it might affect him and everything as well before I do something.
Wow.
So
drop it like it's hot. All right, so those are some of the challenges that you faced, right? And it's quite interesting because there are adults who don't realize this, and they've spent a lot of their life. When I say you're both adults, but what I'm saying is more advanced in the years, more advanced in age. I mean, just to give you an example here, and just to bounce off what you was just saying, and both of you, it says, this is from Logan Urin. She says, each week I get emails from people, not just in their 20s and 30s, but up to their 60s, because people struggle to find life partners at all stages of life. So this is even just to get engaged with a partner. Do you know what I mean? Things are going wrong and people are struggling. But what you just said there was like so highly mature, and I'm sure there are people that they're like very mature and they're like wondering, why haven't I found someone yet? And they don't have trouble finding someone, but just to make it work. So what you said there was really, really, really important, guys. So those are some of the challenges that you both faced. Now, here's another question. This is the firing round, guys. Okay, and if you've got any questions there and you're listening in, feel free to send it to us. Okay. Now, how did you overcome the challenge with your mum, by the way? Because I can imagine that's emotional stuff. You know, these things tie into our emotions, 100%. Right? Right, you know, I think because we're doing the book review with Ronald Petrina on bulletproof dating,
right?
And it says treat your relationship as you would treat a business.
Right.
You keep your emotions out of it, yeah, and you use your head, right? And I'm seeing this. I'm seeing this here, like what you're sharing with us. You know, what I mean, how it could have gone the wrong way. So how did you deal with that? Like, because you're the only girl. Like, my friend, like I'm like, look, daughter. You have to go and bless someone now. Get out of here. Prepare yourself. Are you ready? I'm going to prepare you, watch you. But I know, because of the way I've been programmed, that's going to come one day.
Yeah.
But imagine if it's like, no, I have my way. I know how I want you to live your life. I know what you are going to do. You think you are going anywhere? God forbid. And then mom's like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
How do you...
Yeah, because like my mum, she never really like said, oh, but who's gonna do this and who's that. But I know that's how she's thinking because I know my mum.
No, that's women in general. Come on.
Yeah. So it's basically what you said. I had to kind of keep my emotions out of the picture and just accept the fact that I am moving on. So it is what it is. I am moving on. I can't keep these type of emotions. But then again, I can't just think that, oh, because I've moved on, that I just abandon my mum.
Yeah.
So there'll be times I will go and check on her. I do call my mum.
Gotta be fair.
Even though I'm not there, I do go and take out her hair when she needs, if I'm there.
Yeah.
You know, I've done that. So where I can, I still kind of fill in those little gaps as a daughter. She doesn't think she's lost her daughter and she's going to get married.
Ollie, how do you feel about her doing that?
I think that's amazing.
Now, imagine if you was a crazy, insecure guy who didn't sort himself out. You could look at that differently.
God forbid.
Right? Because if she didn't do that, I don't know about you, but I believe we probably have the same thoughts about this. If she didn't behave like that, I'd be like,
questionable.
You're doing like that to your mum. Do you know what I mean? But that's because I believe you got yourself sorted out.
Yeah.
But if you was a guy who's like, you need attention, you need her to always continue showing love to you or something like that, do you know what I mean? And she does that, it's like, you're putting your mum above me. And you be arguing about things that are really nothing. I'm just saying, guys, do you get what I'm saying? I know there's lots of different scenarios and lots of things happening here, but I'm just looking at what I'm vibing from you guys, and that was very considerate. You know, and you overcame a very small problem that could have become massive, huge, and it spilled on into your brain. And the good thing about that, and just to share something with you, if a young lady is ready to do that and commit to her man like that, then you know that, I can build something with this person. Because sometimes relationships can have a problem because girls can be so attached to their parents. They never really kind of let go. Do you know what I mean? To build something new. I actually saw a little animation about that, where about a mum had a boy, it's an animation, and she had like this cord to him, and she would never let him get into trouble. And he started to grow up, he became a man, and when he became a certain age, he found someone, and she's like, and she felt the cord breaking, and she like went there to pull him back. And then he grew up and he got old, and the mum fell and died, and his mum was his thing, and no one won. No one won because she couldn't let him go and he couldn't let his mum go. Wow. He's small and he didn't want his mum to find anyone new. Do you get what I mean? So there's a dynamic going on here, you know? So that's really powerful. So thank you so much for that, champion. All right, so the next one that we have here is... Now, you may have both been in relationships before. What old habits did you have to get rid of to make this work?
Old habits that I had to kill was looking around. So
that is talking now.
Yeah. I was in like in outside. There's stuff like situationships. There's relationships that are not official, and so on and so forth.
It's not a genuine article.
It's not a genuine article. So perhaps I was involved in a lot of that, and I mentioned before when the last time I was here, I had my heart broken, unfortunately, and these type of thoughts of even some women say all men are the same. I ended up thinking all women are the same. I never thought about marriage ever again until coming to the church. Like my mind was completely closed to that place. So I had to let go of those type of thoughts. thinking that I have to, because I took my mind to a place where I have to look around before this person flops me. So it's like a defense mechanism.
So it's like I'm gonna start something with this person, but let me get ready for the backup plan.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Self-defeating thoughts, guys.
It's like I was self-sabotaging a good thing.
Yeah.
If something ever came.
Wow.
Because of those negative experiences. So even in our relationship, if something flagged up, I just learned to communicate.
Wow. That's a huge thing.
Have I misunderstood what I just saw there? Just communicate, and she'll just clarify it for me.
Yeah.
And communication was like helped me to overcome like past insecurities, if I can say that.
Brilliant. Yeah. That's fantastic. Communication. We hear a lot about this, but now we're seeing it in practice, right? All right, let's hear yours, sis. Tell me.
Before getting married, I wasn't really in past relationships like that. I was never really in any really committed relationship, to be honest. But I will just talk about friendships and other relationships, like, you know, on a friendly basis that I had. I think one thing that wasn't breaking the habit is just basically knowing my priority, which is now my husband. Yes, I have friends, and yes, I have other people that I like to talk to and that I love as well. But I've learned to kind of, okay, I love you, but not right now. Like, not right
level
now.
up, man. She level
Yeah,
up.
like,
the ring made a level up.
Yeah.
Look at that too.
Yeah, like, not right now. So there's a time and a place to speak to my friends and stuff like that. And obviously the amount of time I'd give to them wouldn't be the same amount of time as before getting married. So I've had to learn that, okay, if I'm here with my husband, or I have to be here, I have to be present. I can't be like, I'm just going to go talk to my friend now. You know, I've got to make time. So, and my friends would need to understand that. So that's one thing.
Guys, you know what? Speaking of time, we've run out of time.
Yes.
We really have run out of time. I'm really enjoying this team with you guys, man. Yeah, really passing some nuggets and some bars. Do you think we could probably get you in for like one more Monday?
Do you know what?
I've still got like 5 questions. I've still got, yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's see how it goes. We'll see what we can work out, guys. But this has been very, 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 very nice conversation, and I hope this has actually helped those of you who are listening in right now. And I think what we've got here, I mean, key things that I got here was, firstly, working on yourself. You need to be okay with yourself first, right? You can't build nothing unless you're okay with yourself, because you only go a certain distance. There's only so long you can pretend. There's only so long you can until eventually you'll just cave in. That's the problem. The other thing was, knowing yourself, being able to spend time with yourself, being happy with yourself. The other thing was knowing what you want, right? Being able to burn old bridges and know what you want for you to move on to something new. That's what I got from both of you today. Because when you know what you want, even though you may have some external voices saying certain things, because you've got yourself sorted out, do you know what I mean? And this thing about relationship, it has to be all or nothing, you know. And I think the dating period is to identify someone is ready to give you their all and build something new. You guys are on fire, you know.
Trying.
You guys are a fire couple. You know these terms. We give terms for that.
Amen.
Look, guys, those of you who have more questions, glory to God, absolutely. More questions about love life and all these kind of things. There is the love therapy on Thursdays, right?
Yes.
8 o'clock.
Yeah, you both attended the love therapy.
They're on Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday 8 o'clock. Don't miss it. All right. Maybe you're someone, you're saying, I don't know where my Prince Charming or my princess is going to come from. You know, whether they're going to come on a bike or a horse or a white donkey. I don't know. But I don't know where they are. But you know what? That whole preparation, investing in my love life, you know, on the Thursdays, it's absolutely phenomenal. Can solve so many problems, and most probably the person you're looking for there has the same mind to invest in their love life as well, and will help them as well. So let's do that what's it called?
Analysis?
Yes. What?
Is it self-analysis?
Self-analysis, but there was something like, I think, like audit yourself.
Self-audit.
Self-audit. See, let's do a self-audit, you know, between now and next week Monday. I don't know if we'll get them in for next week Monday. We'll see what's happening with them, but do a self-audit. See if you have any of these insecurities and these issues that could hinder what you're trying to build and create for your future life and for your future partner, because that's all that we have to present our all, isn't it, guys? All right, I hope this breakfast show has been helpful to you. It's been a bit different today. Thank you all for tuning in. I know there's a lot happening here in the live chat, but it's just been great having you guys with us, and this will be on YouTube in 7 days time on Robust Live TV for you to catch up. I was actually watching your old show from before. I was really enjoying it, but anyway, Hugo's giving me the look of justice. But guys, tomorrow we're going to be back again from the hours of 6:30 a.m. and we're going to be having our pursuit of success story. Someone who's actually built something amazing and they've literally carried it and built it during the lockdown. So we're going to get some powerful golden bars. Yes, bars from this. Sometimes I call them nuggets. Golden nuggets. So don't want to miss that, guys. So look, thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Delores. Thank you, Olu. You've been fantastic. And thank you, Hugo, for being an excellent man of sound, killing all those gremlins. And thank you, dear listener, because you guys are awesome. Go out there, have a powerful, robust day, and let's go and make the difference in this life. Okay, I was over the top. Until tomorrow. Ciao for now.